Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
Good evening, welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and diddlers, to the most prestigious event on the Cultaholic calendar, the first ever Culties.
Yeah.
Or Diddleys.
Okay, well, okay.
To be confirmed.
Yes. Which is slang for, we want it to be the Diddleys, but our PR person, Pachiti, says, no, you idiot.
Do you want to explain the format?
I would love to explain
Go
the
on.
format. Setup guy Jack.
Cheers.
Obviously wearing my best gear, as are yourself and Ross.
Yeah.
These two fine, outstanding gentlemen are going to list their entries. Tell me while I remember the word there. For the awards, there are 10 of them, and I will be the decider. I'll be judge, rinder, and executioner today, and I'll be using the yellow submarine figure, specially stolen from Pachiti's desk.
A Diddley statue or a Culty
A Diddley statue. Yes,
or
of
a
course it
Culty
is.
statue.
Everybody at the age of 35 is like, it's not, mate. So, obviously, if Ross wins, then the submarine will gun that way. And if Mr. Jack wins, it'll gun that way.
Lovely.
Nice and simple, right?
So essentially we've taken 10 of Dave Meltzer's awards and we're going to tell him who he should vote for.
Right.
That's what we're doing here.
That's right.
It's not just the Observer. These are categories that you'll find on any reputable wrestling news or website. It'll be fine.
Yes, all of them.
All of them. I love end of year stuff.
We all
Gets me
do.
all excited. Yeah.
Nothing creates more disagreement and pointless Twitter feuds than the end of year awards.
I love boiling down a very subjective art like wrestling to just facts and analysis. Just numbers.
Nothing else happened apart from this.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, Ross, you may go first with first category of the Diddler Culties. Most underrated. Who did you pick for that?
Well, I should say before this, we're doing the wrestling world, but my watching of wrestling outside of WWE is limited.
That's
so
fine.
every one of my picks is from WWE. The only other main sort of major show I watch outside of, it's only been the past 2 years, is Wrestle Kingdom. I've watched the last two in full. But outside of that, when I'm not working, I like to step away from wrestling. So I just need to say that before we get going. But my underrated man of the year, or wrestler of the year, is a man called Chad Gable.
Oh.
Painful it is. I know recently he's won the Raw Tag Team Championships, but that's just a team thrown together for comedy ha-has in it. For some reason, he was captivated by Bobby Roode, despite the fact Bobby Roode's done now for months, which I never got up to start with. I have a lovely finisher, which is nice, but still, I think he's the second coming of Kurt Angle. He's got that thing about him in wrestling where he just gets the funny side of it. I remember back in NXT when he first teamed with Jason Jordan. If it wasn't for that team, Jordan wouldn't be where he is now. Gable gave him...
injured.
Coming off a push, and yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, Gable gave him a character because he got wrestling, if that makes any sense. And then he gave that to Jordan. And he's obviously a fantastic wrestler, and he should be used a lot more. Legitimate background, good-looking man, lovely snazzy headbands. What's there not to like?
He's got a bit of the Daniel Bryan's about him as well.
Yeah, little underdog. People like him, don't they? Can't help but not like him.
Was it you who really enjoyed when they were like, where's Sami Zayn? Is he in there? And he went, oh, Sammy Wow Wow.
Sammy Wow Wow.
Forgot about that. I forgot about that. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to know what that means. Sammy
Yeah.
Wow Wow. Yeah. But my nomination is Chadwood Gable.
Ooh, that's a good guess.
Guess. Right.
Who do you guess?
My guess is an Evolve wrestler called Darby Allin.
Oh,
I've
really?
taken a bit of a different angle because obviously Ross has gone for underrated in the underappreciated sense. I don't think Darby Allin's underappreciated by Evolve. They've given him title shots and all that sort of thing. I just think in the wider wrestling world, more people should know about Darby Allin. So that's the reason I'm going for him. He's a emo kid. How else would you describe? He wears face paint.
Yeah.
He just is good at the. He's not like Chad Gable in that he doesn't really get the funny side of wrestling, but he takes it. Yeah. He gets very serious. I think he had a title match against Zack Sabre Jr. this year and tattooed the word "champ" under his lip and lost. So that's dedication.
Yeah, Darby Allin's the man who allowed himself to be put in a body bag and then gorilla press slammed out the ring.
Yeah,
by ego Ethan Page.
He's a bit silly. He's a bit of a silly man, but I think when he's in front of the right audience or with the right opponent, he's sort of captivating in an underdog babyface way, but also like Jimmy Havoc when he's a babyface, you're like, oh, this person's crazy. They're gonna do something stupid, but I want them to win.
But like Mick Foley back in the day.
Yeah, like a skinny, small Mick Foley. That's the thing. Everyone knows that NXT and Evolve are sort of linked a little bit, well, more than a little bit, but I don't know if Darby Allin will be one of the ones that they call up to like NXT because of his size. He's sort of small and skinny, and I don't know. And I think that's only in Evolve. So next to people in WWE, he's going to look really small. Well, I don't know. But I think he's talented enough, definitely.
Oh, those are two very good submissions there. I mean, obviously you picked them based on yourselves. You obviously picked Chad Gable because he's very good. He's charismatic. He's underappreciated. And you picked Darby Allin because he's small and skinny. So I have to think about that. In terms of underrated, yes, you can see Chad Gable doing other things that he's currently doing and doing them very well. With Darby Allin, I know he was at Bowler this year.
Yeah, he
That's
was.
pretty much the indie WrestleMania nowadays.
Yeah,
if you're
true.
North American.
Yeah.
Or PCO. So I'm going to have to do it for the upvote and pick Mr. Chad Gable.
For the upvote.
Yes.
Whoa.
That's what it's all about.
Is it?
Point the submarine.
Is it not?
I'm waiting for it.
Wait. Oh, hey.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
Oh, sorry. Down, boy, down.
So the Culty for most underrated goes to Chad Gable.
Chad Gable,
The Chadster.
the first recipient of a diddly.
Chaddy Wow Wow.
Chaddy Wow Wow.
Wow, wow.
Let Chaddy Wow Wow know he's got a culty / diddly.
For people who like understand English, just go into this. Go what?
Chaddy Wow Wow. You know what? It was Maria Kanellis asked him, wasn't he, where's Sami Zayn? And he goes, oh, Sammy Wow Wow. We need to know. Somebody let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
They must know the backstage scoop. Everyone knows.
And if you don't tell us, Chad, we'll give it to Darby Allin. All right, near pressure. Diddly Wow Wow number 2, most improved of the year. Let's change and have you start off, Jack.
I've gone for Carmella. I think that she was always charismatic. She always had that part of her game down. She was always... I mean, when you're in a stable with Enzo Amore and Big Cass and you're still managing to get yourself across, you can still talk, get a word in edgeways over Enzo Amore. You know you're doing something right. But I think this year she really started to show that she's actually grown as an in-ring wrestler as well, a performer. I think she was excellent in the Money in the Bank ladder match last year, and that was the first inkling of what she could do. But this year, I think the match where I realised that she'd improved loads was her, Becky, and Charlotte in the triple threat. I think she did like an excellent suicide dive at one point. And I was like, wow, she's nimble, and she'd really held her own against two like actual top level wrestlers. I was like, Carmella's doing really well for herself, and who would have thought back in NXT that the one of the three that would be the biggest today would be, well, Carmella, not Enzo Amore.
They're still employed of the three.
Yes. So yeah, my nomination is the Princess of Staten Island.
I thought we were going to go for the Run with R-Truth, which is the best she's been.
And that. The downside is that her feud with Asuka was annoying because Ellsworth kept getting involved and because it made Asuka look silly. But Cash-In was good at the start of it. It was an exciting moment. I think it was the SmackDown after WrestleMania. And the R-Truth stuff's been really entertaining on like the undercard. So yeah, Carmella.
Okay, interesting choice.
You say that. You need to hear me out on this one. Give us a second. Mine's Baron Corbin.
Okay.
Cast your mind back.
Is this Evolve's Baron Corbin? No.
Cast your mind back to a year ago. Every single Baron Corbin promo was the same cadence, the same length, the same structure. Hello, I am Baron Corbin, and I will hurt you. But now, he can talk for 15 minutes. You still get bored, but at least he's got a different cadence, and he can actually talk for 15 minutes, and you know.
Well,
It's a long way to go. It's hard. You need to go back and watch him a year and a half, 2 years ago compared to now. It's chalk and cheese, night and day. Obviously, aesthetically, the bald head is a lot better as well. That has improved tenfold. And in ring as well. He recently had a good match with Seth Rollins on Raw. He was just, obviously at the start of NXT, he couldn't do anything but a 3-second squash match, could he? That's all he could do. But now he can do good long not Broadways, you know what I mean. Spangly lights.
Hello, my honey. Yeah. I mean, that's not true. You're forgetting he had that 2-star match of Austin Aries at one time. So. Well, those are two very interesting picks for most improved. Jesus. Corbin most improved. Maybe before his run as GM, yes. After that, absolutely not.
It's not his fault he was booked in 12 segments a night as well. I should add that. That was
okay.
part of his downfall.
Yeah, but even you trying to present this, even you with all your abilities.
People at home are going, what's he saying? Comments, downvotes.
Just you saying there straight away, yeah, he's still boring.
That's only because you see him for so much. If it were just, one segment, you'd recognise a difference.
Absolutely, yes.
no.
But as every Twitter journalist who's trying to get employed by W says, it's very hard to write good TV 52. Yes, Carmella by default.
Right, excellent.
by
Jesus,
default.
great.
Yes,
well done,
because-
Carmella, mate.
I mean, Carmella, our truth team, they are very entertaining. And I'm sure. Oh, sorry. I'm sure if she was there every segment on SmackDown, I'd hate her. But yeah, that's what. So, 1-1 so far. Round 3.
Fight.
Most charismatic of the year. Oh, lots of tough choices here. Ross, what have you got for us?
Velveteen Dream, as the Mackhams would say. I don't know why I did that.
Velveteen.
Velveteen Dream. Whose K's are they? Where's K's are these guys? Nobody gets that at home. Why am I saying?
I like you for it.
Yeah, just look at the man. Watch the man. Just watch anything he does. Every single thing he does is fantastically charismatic. The clothing. While I don't think he'll work on the main roster, it's one of those,
Do you not?
No, I think he's a bit like the Revival, in that the Revival's gimmick is very hardcore centric. You need to know about wrestling to appreciate it. Him having stuff like "Call me up, Vince" on his arse, your little 10-year-old Jimmy's not going to get that, is he? That's why I don't think that'll work on the main roster. And the references to Hogan and stuff like that, but still, we enjoy them, don't we? So, screw the 10-year-old kids. He's very charismatic. There you go.
Yeah. Easy for you to say. Jack, what have you got?
Mine's Becky Lynch, because I've not seen a wrestler in a long time. Are you all right?
I was having to think. Sorry, I'm already thinking in my head.
Two good picks, isn't it? Yeah. Because I think that when she turned heel, even though everyone didn't want her to be heel, she was cutting some of the most charismatic promos I've seen in a long time, especially on the main roster. And she had that iconic... Charisma's obviously not just mic skills. The whole beat down when Nia Jax broke her face, I think that'll go down as like an iconic moment in Becky's career when she stood in the crowd, blood streaming down, and she's just like, "Oh, yeah, then?" Not in that accent. And yeah, I just think she's got it. She was one of those wrestlers that everyone could sort of tell that she was charismatic when she was a babyface, but it's hard to be cool and a babyface in WWE in 2018. So when she turned heel and could just unleash everything and do like those funny tweets, I just thought, wow, she's got just something about her. She just gets it, like Velveteen Dream does as well. So it's difficult.
Man, that is
Yeah.
like the bit in the Bible we have to cut the baby in half.
I should say, by the way, before people start jumping on us, I'm not writing off Velveteen Dream's main roster prospects entirely. It's just that little, the in-jokes. I don't think they'll work on the main roster. Just to cover my arse, Don't want people stabbing me in the arse, which
I
is
think
kind of the
like
most painful thing, isn't it?
if he tweaks his character slightly and he keeps all the flamboyance and everything, then he's easily good enough to do really well. Yeah.
Yes. He owns a room, paints the town red, kicks up his heels.
50 song lyrics. Wow.
Great pause of fire.
Goodness gracious. Velveteen Dream. Man, that is tough. I'm going to have to go right now with Becky Lynch because her charisma has enabled her not just to succeed with her career to get the women's title, but to start headlining main roster shows and super shows.
Potentially
like
WrestleMania.
TLC, potentially WrestleMania. So because of that, just pip to the post. By a nose, it's Becky Lynch, but it is... So look, it's like,
if Nia
it's going to
didn't
spin at
break,
you
it would've
first
been
and then
even.
go back. So yeah, it's 2-1 so far. But hey, two good choices though.
Cheers.
Number 4, Best Rookie, Best Non-Wrestler of the Year.
Is it me first this time?
Very ambiguous title. Jack?
Yeah, it's
who is
ambiguous.
your best non-wrestler?
Well, Ross did specify to me before we did this. This can be like
But
commentators.
Big Dave does it, and in brackets with his, it says, including commentators.
Oh, right, okay.
I think. Or I've just made
Oh,
that up.
I thought you just...
No one reads it anyway. So
Me,
you say it, right?
Right, so this can be like authority figures, commentators.
Anybody who doesn't wrestle.
Right, okay. I've gone for... Well, he's a former wrestler. Is that all right? He doesn't wrestle anymore.
I guess
What-
so.
what does he do now?
He's a GM of NXT.
Oh,
It's
there we
William Regal.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I think that William Regal's the best authority figure in any sort of under the WWE banner at the minute because a lot of authority figures are infuriating and they've sort of characterized the past decade or two of wrestling as just a heel authority figure getting in the way and stuff like that. And you get good ones. I thought Vicky Guerrero was good, and but I think it's nice to have a down the middle neutral GM who's like a force for justice and that. And it's always good when it's William Regal because he's like hilarious when he has to be. He's serious when he has to be. He's intense when he has to be. And just my reaction when I watch NXT and there's an authority figure segment, I'm like, oh, what's going to happen? What's this going to be? Whereas my reaction when there's an authority segment on Raw or SmackDown is like, oh, Shane, you're not the best in the world. Give up. So mine's William Regal.
Good choice. Well, I mean, Ross, he's stacking the high here. Come on.
Mine's Mauro and Aloe. Just go and get on YouTube and watch those videos where the camera is here looking up at him. They uploaded one. We're sat here on a Thursday. What date is it today? December the 20th. They uploaded one today. Go and watch that one. There's a brand new one out. Just go and watch them. That's all I need to say.
I like the one where Ciampa gets thrown into his lap. Oh, is it
Doesn't
Fantastic.
even say a word, just makes a noise.
He was also the commentator for Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, and he wrote off
Showtime.
Tyson Fury. He's done it. He's beaten. He's a good boxing commentator as well, to be fair.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I should know. Yeah, he's a good commentator as well. Has a very unbelievable documentary. I love his documentary.
I had no idea he'd been doing wrestling for, since he was 10?
In the 80s he started. He was a heel manager to start off with, yeah.
Wow.
Up in Canada. Just a little dick he was, with a bit mullet going on. Very entertaining. I've had a can before this and I regret it already.
I can tell. Fire. Man. So it's the NXT round here for the best non-wrestler. I'm going to have to say Regal.
God,
Because-
it's becoming a bit of a rout.
I'm sorry. Just because it's, well, for one, it's Regal. Two, he does more than just commentate, as you said. All
Well, he
the
doesn't
other
really-
GMs. Yes, more than just commentate. Yes, I said that right. More than just do the GM stuff. And obviously, he should win this because he's the only GM currently employed.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, he can make a feud. He can help a wrestler. He doesn't overpower them like Stephanie McMahon does whenever there's women around. So, yeah, going to go with him because he does more. Sorry.
Fix this.
Wait. Mamma mia!
Cheers.
Moving swiftly on to round number 5. Best gimmick of the year. Gimmicks, eh?
Is it me first? Jesus Christ. I've gone for Becky Lynch in this one as the man/Twitter savage.
Yeah, fair.
Although there's one problem. This week on SmackDown, I thought they had the perfect opportunity to proper cement her position as like the next big thing. You know, the next top dog, if you will. Vince McMahon said to her, right to her face, just, get over the loss. And she just stood there going, what? That did my head in. But apart from that, what can you say? I mean, what do you need to say? Just good, isn't she? She's very good.
Yep.
She says the right things all the time. She comes up with stuff you never thought she could come up with. Like yesterday on Twitter. I'm time stamping this podcast awfully, aren't I? The comment of Ronda Rousey about getting kicked in the face and being a weirdo. Unbelievable.
You little weird.
You little weirdo, eh? But I don't know what more I need to say. Everyone knows how good Becky Lynch is.
Yep.
But yeah. It's a weird one. I guess it's a bit weird to say as a gimmick because she is just being her with the volume turned up to 11. But that's the best gimmicks they say, isn't it? So I've just talked myself into it again.
Absolutely enough said.
There you go.
Absolutely, thank you.
Although
Jack.
I interviewed Adam Cole once and he told me that's not his theory that he subscribes to because he's a lovely bloke and he plays a dick. That's fair. He didn't say I'm a lovely bloke. He just said like I don't turn the volume up. Mine is
Adam Cole.
no, tragically, and this is really bad. Mine's Velveteen Dream. So we're going for different ones,
Wait a minute.
different categories. Yeah.
How would you describe Velveteen Dream's gimmick to someone who hasn't watched him before?
Purple alien prince. Purple alien prince. Pop. Yeah, pop.
Pop.
There you go, pop.
It's complete pop.
I don't know. Purple alien prince, smarky, hilarious, flamboyant, wrestle man. That's his gimmick. There we go.
I've got one for you. How would you describe Ember Moon's gimmick if someone asked you?
Asuka's friend that she no longer talks to.
Why does her eyes change colour? That's my question. Sometimes they're red.
It's like Sasha Banks has that thing where if she's happy when she comes to the ring, she's going to win. And if she's unhappy, she's losing. If Ember's moons are red, she's losing.
If Ember's
Emma's
Moon's...
Moons.
If Ember's moons are red, then she's losing. I'm very ill, I'm sorry. Joke down its arse. Okay.
I'm laughing.
Becky. Again, two very good choices. But in terms of gimmick, it's just because it's a package deal. Not only do you get Becky Lynch as the man on TV, but you also get Becky Lynch, the man on Twitter.
It's 24/7, isn't it? Relentless.
Yeah. And Velveteen Dream is actually costing himself work with his Twitter. So, stick with Becky Lynch and make it fairer for
Wow.
Ross. So, the man.
She's won 2 culties now.
2 cults.
Jesus.
It's a double diddly.
Oh,
Double diddlies.
Double diddlies for Becky Lynch. Somebody let her know, will you?
Yeah, they're not us. Don't tag us in it. Now moving on, we come to Feud of the Year.
Ooh.
Jack, what was the best feud for you in 2018?
I've gone for Gargano Ciampa in NXT.
Cool, Ross, what did you pick?
That's fine.
Give some description for the people who didn't see any of this.
Gargano and Ciampa used to be best pals, and then in 2017, Ciampa turned on Gargano, but he was injured, so he went away for a while. And then he came back at Philadelphia just after Gargano had lost his title opportunity. Ciampa hit him with a crutch, and it was when the signature came on at the bottom of the screen as well, which you know is Ciampa's time to shine. Then Ciampa tormented Gargano. They had a trilogy of excellent matches. The first one was one of my favorite matches ever, I think. Second one was really good. Third one was still really good, but compared to the other two, I think looked weak in comparison. But it was still a good match. Really good trilogy of matches. Gargano won the first. He lost the second two and was gradually turning more and more evil out of just obsession and desperation. And now, very recently, on NXT, they look like they've reformed again. DIY are back, which I think is going to lead to some sort of double cross by evil Gargano, and he's going to finally win the belt from Ciampa. But I don't know, that's just my guess. I think it's been far more nuanced than a lot of things in WWE, and it's been wrestled by two really good wrestlers. So there you go.
Near pressure, Ross.
I've got to peel back the curtain, Maffew, because on every other point apart from this one, it's a flipping shoot. But this one, I knew what he picked before I chose mine. So I said, I've got to be different. So because I was going to pick Gargano versus Ciampa as well. So I've gone for something different, and I've gone for Daniel Bryan against needless consumption. I know it's only been going for 3 weeks at this point, but bloody hell, it's been good, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, I don't know where to start with this one. What's he start with? He just goes after everything, did he? Cows and methane, lights,
Leather.
cars, SUVs, all the above. It's a weird heel gimmick, but it's also very good. Also very fitting of the times, but also showing that Vince McMahon's very outdated. He doesn't like people who like meat. How dare he?
It's like CM Punk's straight edge gimmick when he's a heel, isn't it?
Yeah.
It should be, in theory, a positive message to give the kids and that, but he's such a dick about it.
I was like on SmackDown this week. He's going to the Fresno. You're the top consumption people in pollution or whatever, and they're all going, yeah, we love pollution, which shows it's working. So there you go.
You see the picture of him looking at scowling at the guy in the crowd whose sign was like, this sign wasted paper, and he's like, it's good.
It's a lovely choice, and I'm glad you made the effort, Ross. However, yeah, Ciampa, Gargano easily.
I feel like we both went for that one, really.
Yeah.
But you tried.
Yeah.
You gave it your all. You
Yeah.
were the jobber who knew he was going to lose the brawn, but you still gave him a drop kick anyway.
Yeah, but,
So,
like a effort
Diddler
award.
is you. Just thought about that. Now, a tough diddly culty coming up now. Best major show. Ross, what have you got for us?
Takeover New Orleans. The best takeover ever, which is all you need to say in this particular argument, because takeovers as a whole, that hasn't been a bad one. And they've been good over 4 years now. So there you go. That's all I need to say.
Just remind me, which one was that?
New Orleans. Gargano Ciampa, the unsanctioned match. What else happened on that show? I've
The
got
ladder
blank now.
match.
The ladder
Ladder
match, the North American Championship opened that one.
I think it was
Lars and
Almas and
Almas and Gargano, yeah. Almas and Black.
No, Almas and Black.
Almas and
no.
Black.
Yeah, you know when people just say, what's the best show, and you just go, that one. That's what I've gone here, but I've forgotten what actually happened there. I've
No,
believed
you mentioned all
I've
the
believed
key
it.
ones,
Yeah, I've believed it's hard and long for so long. I've just gone for it. So there you go.
That's fine. That's a very, very good pick.
Unconvincing argument, I know, but I've got there in the end.
I've also gone for Takeover New Orleans.
Oh,
really?
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it was really good for all the reasons that Ross said. Should
Because
I
it was
just
the show of the year.
should I just mention a couple of close runners up in my opinion?
Yeah,
Just
what was
to-
your second one?
Dominion, New Japan, Omega Okada
okay.
4, the big hour-long one. I know some people didn't like the length, but it was good.
The width was good.
I think that was also Ospreay and Takahashi and stuff. Really good show. What are you
Wow.
deciding here?
I'm trying to think who's got the most votes if I make it balanced. So.
War Games came close as well, didn't
Your
it?
War Games was really good. Yeah. Any Takeover was class,
Yeah.
but New Orleans was especially good.
Okay. I'll give it to Ross because he listed some of the matches. So Ross
And also got some wrong. Get it.
Diddler is you.
You've knocked
Oh
off the
God,
thing.
Diddley's statue's
No,
broken.
not the not Yellow Submarine. has not broke. Oh, I don't even know what that is. Oh, another fun one to debate. Match of the year.
What do you want?
Your match of the year.
Is it me first?
It is. I'm
Sorry.
looking at you.
I just mentioned the show it was on, actually. I've gone for Omega Okada 4 from Dominion in June. It divided opinion more than a lot of matches online. Some people by this point, I saw some people complaining because it did go over an hour. It was very long. It is difficult to watch unless you've got a free hour. Right. But it had to be because it was the culmination of this like epic feud that had gone on for the past year and a half. And in 2017, Omega and Okada put on 3 excellent matches. And this year, they only met like once. And it was, I think, anyway, but they only met once for the title. And it was 2 out of 3 falls. Okada won the first fall with like just a roll-up. He just caught Omega unawares, so Omega had to beat him twice to win. It was really dramatic, and he did so. And then he celebrated with his best mates in the ring, Ibushi and the Bucks and all that. And Okada then sold the loss so well, he dyed his hair red, went a bit weird, started bringing balloons out of the ring, and made it look like an important loss because he'd lost the belt. He went a bit off the rails for a while. Whereas Omega has just sort of steadily grown. Will he keep it at Wrestle Kingdom? Who bloody knows? What a match that was.
Oh, that's a good choice. But we know that Jay White will beat Okada, so it's okay.
Okay.
I think I've lost here, Matthew.
Go on, Ross.
So if that's the best match from New Japan, that promotion's known for good matches, isn't it? If you want a good match, that's where you go, isn't it? But I'm going to go for the main event from New Orleans. Gargano.
Do you remember which one it was?
Yeah. 2 main reasons for my pick here. First of all, you have the man in the crowd starting on Tommaso Ciampa, which I thought fantastic. Added something different to the match. And second, the finish, the way that Johnny sat down, fakied him, as Rey Mysterio, Rio Ferdinand from World Cup Windups would say. I've just confused Rey Mysterio and Rio Ferdinand there.
Rey wouldn't be a very good centre half.
No, he wouldn't be. He's too small. Yeah. He'd be a great fullback, though.
Grab this as show of the year.
Go
back.
Not with those knees, he wouldn't.
Yeah, so Johnny sits down next to Tommaso. They do that little was it the Cruiserweight Classic where they did that sit-down thing? And little hark back to that moment. The arc continues to be arky. And then the finish, obviously, with the knee brace coming off Tommaso's knee and getting locked down for the Gargano escape.
Gargano knew it was coming, didn't he? Sat back. Great.
Lovely.
Man, those are 2 tough choices. As much as I would love to pick Okada Omega 4 and get some love from the Puro-loving people on Twitter.
Yeah.
Ross nearly made me fall off my chair laughing from his description of match of the year. So I'm going to biasly pick him.
Kelsey
Can't argue with that.
Diddley is you. Promotion of the year. Brought to you by Ross.
Next, NXT. Many stories. Well, not many stories, but there's a few stories that have just gone on for a long, long time, which you just wouldn't see on the main roster in WWE. And as I said before, that's where I watch me wrestling a lot. I sort of feel bad just sitting here going, I don't watch anywhere else. I feel like a dick, but I like to get away from wrestling when I'm not working. But yeah, what can you say? I know I've said this many times. Might be because I'm slightly pissed off one kind of Strongbow Dark Fruits, but here we go. Many good stories. Different in the way, as Jack said before, the authority figures, you don't get sick of seeing them. You actually think, something's going to kick off here, something big's going to happen. They do people right, like Nikki Cross is sent to be the centerpiece for 2 months, 3 months, was it? It was a long time, wasn't it? But somehow they kept the interest up. That was a lot to do with Regal, but you wouldn't see that anywhere on the main roster in WWE. So yeah, they just do think. You look at WWE's main roster and you look at NXT and you think, why don't they do what NXT do?
Yeah.
And that's a big compliment.
Triple H is a big
Good
legend.
people.
Yeah. I've also gone for NXT as well. So
all right.
I'll mention a few.
But why have you picked NXT?
For the same reasons.
Oh.
I'll mention other promotions that were good as well, if you want, just to pad it out a bit.
Oh, go on then.
New Japan was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Evolve was good. OTT was meant to be quite good. I haven't seen too much of their stuff this year, but I'll just.
Oh God! I've just realised I've done a massive mistake.
What?
Have you?
5-star wrestling.
Oh yeah, 5 stars.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Right. Have you got to change your thing?
Yeah, since he's got NXT, I'll go 5-star.
Oh. Okay.
Where do we start? The
Wait a
Tap or
minute.
Snap Championship. English Line, Eddie Ryan.
Yeah.
Bram's
Who was,
cameos.
wait, what was that on Twitter
He's-
today?
oh, he
was
had a
that actually
match-
him?
He had a match in NXT, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
came out, and I didn't hear it, but Richard Tubman next door to me in the office had it on. He goes, "The pop was amazing."
He got that brother love pop. Yeah, he lost to Fabian Eichner. Good showing from the English Lion.
Good 5-minute match it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, from top to bottom, 5-star was spectacular. And I got to see it in the flesh, which, I haven't seen NXT in the flesh since Orlando last year, so
Yeah,
it's a long time ago.
Fantastic.
This puts me in an awkward position.
I can't believe.
Are we going for respectable?
Sorry, I just can't believe I saw Rob Van Dam versus Zach Gibson in 2018 as well. That's a dream come true from 5-star wrestling there.
The Masters of Cool.
The Masters of Cool.
There's another
the
one.
best tag team. They're actually, if we're not doing tag team of the year, are we? But if we were,
Yeah,
they'd have
we'd
won.
tag team of
They'd
the
have
year.
won. We are doing
Manny
tag-
Mayhem for most improved.
Bless him. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, NXT.
Oh yeah, NXT. Yeah, I forgot that other company.
Oh, before we end that, actually, I can guess who yours would be. Yours would be WXW, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Fair
yes.
enough. Yeah, fair. Good shout.
We should do yours at the end as a quick fire thing.
Yeah, let's
straight
do
off,
that.
straight off the top of your head.
Yeah,
at the
because then
end.
people can go, I don't want to watch this and switch off. That's a good choice. But now, do we go for? Because I want to pick 5-star, but
It's brought us a lot of joy this year.
it
on this
has.
podcast, hasn't it?
But
Didn't it-
this is very congratulatory. Going, yeah, 5-star. I'm going. What are you talking about, you idiot?
How long were they running for this? Like 2 months out of the 12 or something? Maybe less?
It felt like a lifetime.
Yeah, because they had cancelled shows, but they ended up running, but not that frequent.
They
so,
ran a show in Belfast despite a snowstorm. But no one turned up.
Yeah, the
Del
beast from
Rio-
the east.
El Patron got there in his Real Madrid scarf. That was good.
You wrestled Jody Fleisch.
Anyway, let's rein in the 5-star talk. No, I'm going to think about the Cultaholic brand, which is still on WTV to this day. Whenever they show an advert for 2K19.
Yeah.
So no, NXT.
Cheers.
If the 5-star wrestling game comes out, then we'll do this. We'll do a redo.
If
The
they-
director's cut of this.
When they show, they show adverts for 2K and our little quote comes up. If they show an advert for NXT, we can just put almost as good as 5-star.
4.5 stars. And now, the most important, even more important than the Eddie Ryan Award, is Wrestler of the Year.
Maybe it should be called the English Lion Award. Even though it probably won't go to an Englishman for quite... It might do. It might... Yeah, well, I'm just talking bollocks now.
I am. Also forgetting to do the did.
Yeah, cheers.
The Did.
The did.
That
was
the
a different
kids-
name for it
that
each
was the
time.
kids will call them. Oh, do you see Becky Lynch 2-time Did? Two Dids there.
People bringing in signs, Cultaholic signs. 2-time Diddy's going, what?
Is that our abbreviation? Like they've got HOF for Hall of Fame, we've got the Did for Diddleys.
Yeah.
We'll take that. The Did. Welcome to the Did.
Stop talking,
What's
Ross.
going on? What's this?
I'm just filling airtime. I'm waiting for someone else to
I
talk.
know, I'm like,
Sorry.
I don't talk
I thought
over
you were
the-
doing a bit.
No, I'm not.
right.
I'm just rambling, trying to fill some noise.
Jack,
Yes.
Wrestler of the Year,
Well-
in your eyes.
I mean, I've done a series to find out my favourite wrestler of the year, so I can't not say Will Ospreay, who is top of the league table. No one can catch him. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate for that because everyone got sick of me giving him points. But he had loads of excellent matches this year against a variety of opponents. Riddle, Walter, all the juniors in New Japan. He's now bulking up. Maybe he's going to go... Oh, excuse me, a little bit. Maybe he's going to go heavyweight and wrestle some of like the big lads. He wrestled Okada this year as well. That was a good match. And he's just had another 5-star match at the time of recording just last week. A tag match alongside Tanahashi against Ibushi and Omega.
The Golden Lovers.
If this was just... A lot of people are like, but how can you say Ospreay's Wrestler of the Year when like Omega's had more spectacular matches or whatever? But it's not just his New Japan work. He's had great matches in Ireland. He's had great matches over WrestleMania weekend, that sort of thing. Wrestles a lot, and a lot of his wrestling's good. He obviously gets criticised for not really taking it easy any of his matches, no matter how small the crowd is, but it makes for some fantastic wrestling. That's Will Ospreay's my nomination.
You had a great match with me as well on Straight to Hell on the Cultaholic YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I like that you turned around after he whipped you.
What?
Ospreay whipped you.
Oh, he chopped me.
No, he went because the ring ropes broke.
Oh, with his
He
glove.
blamed you.
Oh, he was slapping with his glove. Yeah.
Was it a glove? Oh, I thought it was actually
You've
ring
got to
ropes
sleep
he was
one night
whipping
after
it.
watching that and dreamt about something, haven't you?
No,
The way he was doing that, I thought he was like literally whipping you with the ring
No.
ropes that were. Oh, okay.
It was a glove, and then I fell down on the floor. I didn't know what he was going to do. My whole brief before that promo was just, come here. That was it. So he was like, I'm going to slap you around a bit. Is that okay? And I was like, yeah. And then he slapped me about. I fell down on the floor, and then he jumped on my chest or on my stomach, but it didn't hurt. It was amazing. It was like a feather. It was incredible. And afterwards, once the cameras had stopped, I went, how did you do that? How did it not hurt? And he went, because I'm gentle. And then he ran away. I was like, It was
Run
a-
away.
Yeah,
Like a little mystical pixie.
Osprey's quite a hyper man. If you ever see him running around backstage at a wrestling show, which is a hive of activity, he's just sort of like a little sprite, just kind of, oh, where am I going? Oh, ringside. That's
So saying Osprey gave you a move and it didn't hurt. Are you telling us
Don't-
that wrestling's fake?
yeah.
Anyway. Well, Will Ospreay, the man to beat. What have you got for us, Ross?
Seth Rollins
Ooh.
has wrestled a lot of matches this year, hasn't he? I know his knee went pop 2015, end of 2015, but this year he's been bloody indestructible, I think. What can you say? Did an hour, well, more than an hour in February on Raw. Many good matches. Many matches against Dolph Ziggler, but, you know, we'll forget about that. But many good matches all the same.
And I'm not somebody who actually likes Seth Rollins that much, but this year he's killed.
I mean, yeah,
as I've said.
as a baby face, this is the year where it sort of dropped, the pennies dropped with people, because I never got it when he returned for like the first, however long it was, a year and a bit, and then this year when they've just booked him as the guy who tries really hard and then shows how good he is time and time again, so you can't really say anything otherwise, can you?
And he's the number one good guy on Raw now by default.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is either injured or not there.
Or heel. Everyone's a heel now. Baddies.
Oh, what's a baddie? Is that like a diddler?
Oh my god.
Anyway.
In certain circles.
Osprey or Raw? Osprey or Rollins? Osprey or Raw? Daddy or Chips?
Oh my god. Samoa Joe's not a nomination.
I'm not touching that one. Oh.
The reputation of Cultaholic is in your hands.
Oh, no. I know, right?
This will be in the dirt sheets
Well, I
next
didn't
week.
do the Omega Okada thing, so the balance of scales... I'll be nice and say Seth Rollins is second and Osprey's first.
Out of two.
Diddley is you.
Oh yeah, good
That's
effort.
right. So, 8 seconds, a hell of a place to place. Ah, man, that was tough.
We've reached the end.
We have reached the end.
Well, I'm going to take this, Maffew, before we
okay.
wrap this up, and just say to you, who's your most underrated wrestler of the year? Quick now, come on.
Timothy Thatcher.
Most improved.
Everyone's great.
Quick now. The time is ticking.
Becky Lynch.
Ooh, most charismatic.
Walter.
Best non-wrestler.
Jim Smallman.
Ooh, best gimmick.
Chris Thompson in his sink.
Feud of the year. What? Chris Thompson in his sink?
Not that Chris Thompson.
Oh, right.
Oh, no. Liam Thompson.
There you go.
I've actually have to delete tweets in the past. I've typed out Chris Thompson rather than Liam Thompson. Oh, you idiot.
Is he a Scottish lad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
both
wait.
of them.
Feud of the year.
Me and the Cultaholic YouTube comments.
Best major show.
That's what?
Major show.
Oh, major show. Oh. Dub X Dub, 16 carat.
Night 2.
Match of the year.
Ilya Dragunov versus Volta versus Bad Bones.
Promotion of the year.
Volta.
Wrestler of the year.
Volta.
Okay.
Also, there we go.
The Voltas, they should have been called. Never mind Diddleys and Culties. The Voltas of the year.
I enjoyed that. That was fun.
More analytical than normal.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't talk anymore.
It's good. Now of us can talk here at the prestigious Culta Diddley Volta first ever annual.
Yeah.
We'll have heads printed out next year of Volta. Unless you get signed.
Yeah,
in which case we won't.
we'll get this better organised next year. We tried to get some trophies, but we missed the prime cut-off yesterday, so
That's fine.
that's where we are.
Yeah.
We got that Yellow Submarine
Christmas.
instead, which if you open it up, whoa,
Beatles are in it.
The Beatles are in there. They've all come to play. They're not all dead. Corey Graves.
Go, go, go.
Corey Graves think they're all dead.
Yeah, what did he say a couple of weeks ago on Raw? He's like, they're going to all join Ringo. No, he thought Ringo was dead, but Ringo's not dead.
No, Ringo was the voice of my childhood.
Thomas
the
the
Tank
Tank.
Engine.
Not
right
anymore on the new animated crap. But
Right.
anyway, let's wrap this up.
Anyway, we're talking too much. Thank you very much for joining us here this very prestigious night. Hope you dressed up for the occasion. This has been Ross.
Thank you, Maffew.
This has been Jack.
here. Cheers, Matthew.
These have been the Diddlers. Thank you very much.
That's controversial.